In the ancient days of Greece, two mighty cities, Athens and Sparta, made their mark. They played a big role in shaping what we now call Western civilization. Athens is remembered for its fairness and democratic ideas, while Sparta is famous for its strong military traditions that protected these democratic values. But there is more to Sparta than just its military might. Today, we are diving deep into the real story of the Spartan warrior. Life in Sparta was straightforward and strict. Spartans were all about discipline and military training. The people of Sparta, both men and women, were dedicated to strengthening their city's military power. Unlike other cities, Spartans didn't care about wealth or trade. Everyone was seen as equal, and jobs like farming or making clothes were only for slaves. From the moment they were born, Spartan children were examined. If a child was not healthy or strong, they were abandoned. At the age of 5, they were checked again, and only the strongest could stay. By 7, boys were sent to a military school called the Agoge. Here, they learned to be stealthy, endure hunger, and face tough physical training. This was to prepare them for life as a soldier, a life dedicated to the state of Sparta, not their families. At age 12, the young Spartans were paired with older soldiers who taught them more about combat and loyalty to Sparta. The training was harsh. Teenagers had to prove their skills and strength by attacking the strongest slaves. This brutal tradition, known as Krypteia, was meant to keep the large slave population in check. Spartan soldiers spent their lives training and fighting. They practiced a fighting formation called the phalanx, where they stood shoulder to shoulder, shields overlapping, forming a solid wall of defense. Their rigorous training made sure they were ready for any battle, and their discipline ensured that they fought as a unified force. But despite their strength, Spartans lived in fear. Their slaves, called helots, outnumbered them 7-1. This large slave population was a constant threat of revolt. Spartans used fear and brutality to control them, but the threat of a large-scale rebellion always lingered. This constant state of military readiness and fear of slave revolts could not sustain Sparta forever. Over time, the strict focus on military prowess and control over the helots led to Sparta's gradual decline. Despite their military strength, they could not adapt to the changing world around them. Their society was rigid and unable to innovate or grow beyond its singular focus on warfare and control. As other city-states and empires grew around them, bringing advancements in arts, science, philosophy, and governance, Sparta lagged behind. They were unable to compete with the growing economic and cultural power of their neighbors. When faced with new enemies and challenges, the once mighty military state was unable to hold its ground. The fall of Sparta was inevitable. Their relentless focus on military strength and control over a vast slave population overshadowed any possibility for growth and adaptation. The downfall of Sparta serves as a stark reminder of the need for balance, adaptability, and innovation in society. In the end, while Sparta's military legacy remains admired and studied, it is Athens that shines as the beacon of intellectual and democratic advancement. The contrast between the two cities highlights the importance of balance between military strength and cultural, intellectual, and economic development. Looking back at ancient Sparta, we are left to wonder what life would have been like within its strict and disciplined boundaries. The life of a Spartan warrior was one of dedication, discipline, and service to the state, overshadowed by the constant fear of rebellion. Today, as we reflect on the life and fall of the Spartan warriors, we are reminded of the importance of balance in society. A state built solely on military might, without the growth and development of culture, arts, and intellectual pursuits, is bound to falter in the face of change. Would you have liked to live in ancient Sparta? Do you think you have what it takes to have been a Spartan warrior?